Former NFL quarterback Adam Pacman Jones just dropped major revelations about the Cleveland Browns, sending Shedeur Sanders supporters buzzing and pushing the entire NFL community into full frenzy mode. These claims have sparked intense conversations because the details paint a picture of deep organizational tension with serious implications. Pacman brought up a supposed conspiracy involving Kevin Stefanski and a CIA agent, raising questions about why Shedeur Sanders is sitting so low on the depth chart despite his promising flashes. This angle has fans debating whether internal moves or hidden motives might be affecting the team's direction in ways nobody expected. Then comes the report involving Deion Sanders, who has allegedly said he would only take an NFL coaching job if it's with the Browns and his son. That possibility added even more fuel to the situation, especially considering how much attention both names bring whenever they enter a conversation about leadership or long-term plans.
One of your guys, he's one of your good friends. You guys be fishing together, doing the most and have a great friendship. With all these coaching vacancies, do you see a reality where he's, moving up?
He's going to the NFL?
Yes. And could he help?
See it happen, but me knowing Pop, it will have to be Cleveland. He's not gonna go and coach against Shedeur. That's first and foremost.
Interesting.
And knowing him.
And there's more. Rumblings inside the organization suggest Stefanski may have lost parts of the locker room because of clear favoritism, which has created tension and uncertainty during a critical period. This kind of drama keeps fans glued to every update as speculation spreads about what might happen next. Pacman Jones is not holding back, and the noise grew louder after CBS Sports reported that the Browns are preparing to name Shedeur the starter for 2026. Andrew Berry has been publicly praising his growth, especially after the rookie closed the season strong, stacking back-to-back wins and delivering his first career game-winning drive with confidence and control. What Pacman predicted is unfolding right in front of everyone's eyes, turning speculation into reality with shocking speed. This is no longer some wild theory. It's becoming a massive moment for anyone who watched Stefanski stash a fifth-round talent behind fourth-string quarterbacks and felt something strange was going on behind the curtain. Hit that subscribe button immediately because we're breaking down the CIA agent storyline, Deion's stunning NFL conditions, and the reason Shedeur Sanders supporters finally feel like the outcome they've been waiting for is finally within reach. The momentum behind this situation is growing stronger with every new detail. Pacman kicked things off by casually dropping a revelation on his podcast that sent shockwaves across Browns Nation.
He want to finish what he started in Boulder. Had a good season, had a shitty season this year. I think he stay where he at.
That just feels like the trajectory.
No, I'm not saying it can't happen.
Right.
But if it was to happen, it would be somewhere where Shedeur is playing at.
That's right. I mean, that could be amazing too. That would be a first.
Yeah, as a head coach, it would.
Yeah.
I know the running back for the Cowboys, dad was the running back coach when they drafted him. But yeah, that would be one-on-one. To have your son at Jackson State, Colorado, then coach him in Cleveland. It's crazy.
He hinted at a surprising connection involving Kevin Stefanski, Shedeur Sanders, and a supposed CIA agent, a claim that instantly lit up discussions about hidden motives and questionable decisions inside the Browns organization. This revelation is reigniting conversation about how Shedeur, once projected as a first or second round pick, slid all the way to the fifth round and got buried on a depth chart behind quarterbacks who clearly weren't outperforming him. The entire situation raised eyebrows, and Pacman's comments added even more intensity to the ongoing debate. Let's break down what Pacman is claiming because this goes far beyond typical coaching moves and dips into territory that could shake an entire franchise if true. CAA, Creative Artists Agency, is one of the most powerful sports agencies in the world, representing top NFL players, coaches, and executives across the league. If there were any kind of behind-the-scenes agreement between Stefanski and certain CIA-connected quarterbacks or personnel that pushed Shedeur out of the picture, it would be a massive scandal revealing layers of hidden influence. This situation raises a real question. What actually happened to Shedeur Sanders? This quarterback threw for more than 9,000 yards and 70 touchdowns across his final 2 college seasons, and he was Mel Kiper's top-rated quarterback heading into the draft. With numbers like that, how does he fall all the way to the 5th round when multiple teams desperately needed a starter or long-term option? It makes absolutely no sense, and that's why the situation feels like a major head-scratcher. Then it gets even stranger when you look at the Browns' draft strategy. They selected Dillon Gabriel in the 3rd round and instantly placed him as the backup, while Shedeur was pushed down to 4th string behind Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and Gabriel. For a player with Shedeur's resume, that ranking was baffling and raised eyebrows across the league. Pacman suggests unseen influences may have been at play, agent connections, favoritism, and behind closed doors relationships that had very little to do with pure football evaluation and everything to do with representation power. It's a bold claim, but when you look at the details of how this season unfolded, parts of the theory start to feel oddly believable. The Browns opened the season with Joe Flacco starting, even though he looked completely out of sync during preseason snaps. As Flacco struggled and momentum slipped, the coaching staff quickly shifted their attention to Dillon Gabriel, the 3rd-round pick from Oregon, who took nearly all the first-team reps during training camp and gained priority snaps instantly. Even though Shedeur clearly held the talent edge with stronger arm power, better accuracy, and far superior college production, Dillon Gabriel still took the starting role and struggled heavily across multiple games. Gabriel finished with a disappointing 1-3 record, marked by questionable reads, shaky timing, and a noticeable lack of pocket awareness that hurt the offense repeatedly. Meanwhile, Shedeur Sanders went through this entire stretch without receiving a single first-team rep in practice. He never had the chance to compete fairly and was essentially told to sit tight and wait for an opportunity that kept getting delayed for no football-related reason at all. It wasn't until Week 12 that the Browns finally made a bold move, trading Kenny Pickett and running out of excuses to keep Shedeur on the bench. That opened the door for his first start against the Las Vegas Raiders, a moment fans had been waiting for all season. So what happened when he finally took the field? Shedeur guided the team to a convincing 24-10 win, showing his accuracy, confidence, and ability to control the offense across the entire field. He immediately proved he should have been the starter long before Week 12 ever arrived. He closed out the season with a 3-5 record across 8 starts, a number that might seem average on paper, but the context completely changes the narrative. He got 0 first-team reps, was thrown into action without prep time, played behind an offensive line that used 25 different combinations, and operated with a receiving group that lost Amari Cooper mid-season. Despite all that chaos, Shedeur still racked up 1,400 passing yards and 7 touchdowns, showcasing his natural playmaking ability and resilient style under pressure. No wonder CBS Sports is buzzing about the Browns gearing up to name him the starter for 2026. But Pacman didn't stop at talking about hidden influences. He went straight at Kevin Stefanski's game management, calling out the most baffling moment of the year during the Titans game. Late in the 4th quarter, the Browns scored and cut the lead to 1 point, setting up a massive decision. Kick the extra point to tie or go bold with a 2-point conversion to win. The tension was intense, and Stefanski chose the aggressive option. But then the wild twist hit. Instead of letting Shedeur Sanders execute the play after leading the crucial drive, Stefanski pulled him off the field, switching to a formation that didn't even include the starting quarterback. The 2-point attempt failed, the Browns lost by a single point, and Shedeur wasn't on the field to make a play that could have sealed the win. After everything he put into that game, the decision made absolutely no sense, and fans were furious. Pacman obliterated Stefanski for that move, and he wasn't alone. Stephen A. Smith blasted the decision on ESPN, openly saying he couldn't understand why the starting quarterback wasn't out there in the most important snap of the entire matchup. Even casual viewers questioned the logic behind benching the quarterback who got them in scoring range in the first place. The move raised eyebrows everywhere and added fuel to the theory that personal issues or hidden agendas were influencing football decisions, and that's exactly what Pacman keeps hammering. Stefanski showed clear favoritism, and his own biases played a major role in holding Shedeur back at critical moments. Stefanski never fully bought into Shedeur Sanders, even with all the talent and upside the young quarterback brought to the team. And just when things seemed like they couldn't get any more dramatic, Pacman Jones dropped another bombshell that sent Deion Sanders fans and Shedeur supporters into full excitement mode. When TMZ caught Pacman outside Paramount Studios and asked whether Deion Sanders would jump from Colorado to the NFL, his answer was clear, bold, and potentially game-changing. He stated that if Deion ever decided to enter the NFL coaching world, the Cleveland Browns would be the only team he would seriously consider joining. Pacman emphasized that Deion refuses to coach against his son Shedeur under any circumstances. With 9 NFL head coaching openings this cycle, the Cleveland job instantly stands out as the most appealing because that's where Shedeur is currently playing. And that connection changes everything. Think about the magnitude of that. Deion Sanders, a Hall of Fame legend and the force behind successful turnarounds at Jackson State in Colorado, is willing to pass on every other NFL opportunity just to coach his son on the next level. Pacman made it completely clear. If it ever happens, it's gotta be Cleveland. That priority is non-negotiable. Pacman didn't just toss out a theory, he described a powerful and unprecedented storyline. Deion coaching his son at Jackson State, then Colorado, and potentially the NFL all on the same team. That kind of journey has never been seen before in football history, and it would rewrite the blueprint for father-son legacies in the sport. Now here's where things get even more intense. Browns fans are split right down the middle because multiple reports indicate Deion Sanders actually reached out to the Browns to request an interview after Kevin Stefanski was fired. This wasn't rumor. It was a real effort to position himself for the job and reunite with Shedeur at the NFL level. But the Browns turned down his request for an interview, leaving Coach Prime with nothing but a cold shoulder. Cleveland insider Tony Rizzo revealed that health concerns were the reason behind the decision, adding another twist to an already dramatic coaching storyline that has fans debating nonstop. Rizzo went live and stated clearly that Deion has health concerns and that's why he doesn't believe Deion is the right fit for Cleveland right now. With Pacman confirming that Deion would only consider the Browns job if the opportunity opened up, and with Shedeur emerging as the frontrunner for the 2026 starting role, the what-if scenarios are driving Browns fans wild. What happens if the Browns hire a new coach who doesn't share the same vision for Shedeur? Imagine if they bring in someone focused on drafting another quarterback or trading for a veteran instead. In that situation, Shedeur could easily end up buried on the depth chart again, stuck behind players who haven't shown his level of upside or growth. Now picture this scenario. The one coach who fully understands how to unlock Shedeur's entire potential, his own father, is eager to take the job, yet the door is shut because of health concerns that might not even reflect the whole story. That twist adds another layer of tension to a situation already overflowing with speculation and drama. And then comes the comment that shook things further. In his Black Monday episode, Pacman dropped some serious news explaining that Kevin Stefanski lost the locker room and favoritism played a major role in his firing. According to him, Stefanski openly favored certain players, coaches, and schemes, and veteran members of the team saw through it immediately, losing trust in the process. When players recognize decisions being driven by personal bias rather than what gives the team the best chance to win, respect evaporates instantly. And once a coach loses the locker room, getting fired becomes unavoidable. That's exactly what unfolded with Stefanski, according to Pacman and several insiders. Multiple Browns players, including proven veterans and 5-time Pro Bowlers, reportedly expressed support for Stefanski's dismissal before it was even official. They saw the favoritism firsthand. They noticed Shedeur being overlooked and treated unfairly. When Stefanski was let go on January 5th, just 2 weeks after the season ended, the silence from the players spoke louder than any farewell statement ever could. No public support, no emotional goodbyes, no pushback suggesting the move was unjust, just pure quiet, revealing exactly how detached the locker room had become from its head coach. Now we're watching the aftermath unfold almost exactly how Pacman predicted. Andrew Barry, the GM who remained after Stefanski's departure, held a press conference praising Shedeur's growth and development with noticeable enthusiasm. Barry highlighted Shedeur's progress both mentally and physically, pointing to his playmaking ability, accuracy, and his improved comfort when moving inside the pocket. He even mentioned Shedeur's increasing situational awareness, which grew stronger as the season continued. And that is not the kind of language a GM uses when preparing to move on from a quarterback. That's the language of a team preparing to build its identity around a young franchise piece. According to Jonathan Jones of CBS Sports, insiders believe the Browns are preparing for Shedeur Sanders to take the reins as the full-time starter next season. The organization appears ready to construct the roster around him and help him elevate the team further in his second year. Think about how massive that shift is. After drafting him in the 5th round and burying him on the depth chart all summer, the Browns finally gave him a chance in Week 12, and even though he went 3-5 over 8 starts, completed 56% of his passes, and threw for 1,400 yards, he showed enough growth and resilience to earn the franchise's confidence. Now it looks like the Browns are passing on a quarterback in the first round. It looks like they won't be chasing a veteran. They're going all in, building around Shedeur Sanders, crafting the offense to maximize his unique skills and letting him take command of the future. This is a major win for every fan who spent the entire season arguing that Shedeur Sanders deserved more respect. And now the franchise is finally proving they see the same potential. They now hold major influence over the future of the Browns' quarterback situation. And for supporters of Shedeur Sanders, Pacman's revelations feel like a massive victory that changes the entire outlook moving forward. His comments surrounding the supposed CIA involvement finally give context to why Shedeur slipped in the draft and landed deep on the depth chart with almost no explanation. The locker room's fading trust in Stefanski adds even more clarity, exposing why the coach who mishandled Shedeur was ultimately removed from his position. And according to the latest reports from CBS Sports, it now appears Shedeur is preparing to take over as the Browns' full-time starter, a move supported by Andrew Berry's public praise for his growth and upside. Dion's eagerness to coach in Cleveland, even though it didn't happen this cycle, suggests the door is still cracked open for the future if the next head coach fails to elevate the franchise. The idea of a father returning at the NFL level to help develop his son adds extra excitement to the long-term possibilities. Browns fans who backed Shedeur all season, calling out the favoritism and questionable decisions under Stefanski, are now celebrating as nearly every prediction from Pacman begins to unfold right in front of them. The claims of behind-the-scenes bias held weight, the mistreatment was visible, and now a sense of justice finally feels real because Shedeur is stepping forward as the new centerpiece of Cleveland's offense. The next few weeks will be critical, with everything on the line as the Browns bring in a new head coach who will evaluate Shedeur closely and decide whether he is unquestionably the starter or if competition needs to be introduced. The roster, playbook, and entire offensive identity will revolve around him as free agency and the draft unfold with heavy strategic intention. If Shedeur is finally given a real offseason with first-team reps, a full training camp, a coordinator who builds schemes tailored to his traits, and a coaching staff that believes in him, he has a legitimate chance to make a major leap in his second year. The foundation is being set for something meaningful if the organization stays committed. Pacman Jones didn't just throw out wild rumors. He exposed hidden truths, revealed buried dynamics, and accurately forecasted the direction Cleveland was heading with Shedeur Sanders. Fans are energized as the underdog quarterback who spent the season facing doubt and mistreatment is finally positioned to shine and prove he can be the franchise leader the city has needed since 1999. Adam Pacman Jones has delivered serious insights involving the Browns, Kevin Stefanski, and Shedeur Sanders, sparking a huge debate and creating real optimism that Sanders may finally get his rightful opportunity in 2026. Whether Cleveland's decision to prepare him as the starter leads to success or another round of quarterback uncertainty remains unknown, but the stakes are enormous and the spotlight is burning bright. This entire storyline pulls from Pacman's candid podcast breakdowns, combined with reporting from CBS Sports, ESPN, TMZ, NFL Network, and Andrew Berry's press conferences, along with other NFL insiders tracking the Browns' coaching search and quarterback plans. And yes, those CIA-related allegations making waves come directly from Pacman Jones himself, adding a whole new layer of intrigue to the unfolding saga.